What's up, everybody? Shawn here with another Live to Roll. Hanging out with you guys, talking a little bit of building healthy habits and routines. And then also, because of the fires going on right now, we can talk a little bit of like emergency prep and building those habits and routines as well. So, anything you want to talk about, make sure to drop it in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. Any questions, comments you guys have. So, yeah, I am Shawn. I'm a C5, C6 quadriplegic from a snowboarding accident. Coming up on 21 years in a couple weeks here. At 2 weeks till my anniversary, but 20 years for now. uh, Bob, you want to go ahead?
Sure. I'm Bobby Rohan, C5, C6 quadriplegic, 35 years, living here in Southern California. And shout out and hopefully friends and families that are in those areas. Hopefully you're safe and sound. We get our best out there to those who have gone through the fire. So shout out to them. But take it away, Tom.
What's up, everybody? Tom Conway, C6B, quadriplegic for the last 27 years. Living in fire. Coming at you from LA.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all out in the LA area, just not directly affected by the fires. Luckily, all of us are a little bit spaced out in different areas. Tom probably
Right.
worse.
Tom is
So,
Tom is the closest.
Yeah, you are the closest for sure up there.
How's your air quality in your area, Tom?
It's been pretty rough. I was recovering from some respiratory illness, and it kind of caused a little resurgence of it, or just like irritated me enough that I got kind of mucusy and fucked up again. I know my windows have been closed. Like I gotta get like a few minutes of sunshine on my skin to be able to operate. But outside of that, I haven't been outside really at all. So I'm just limiting my exposure. Um, and yeah, things are chilled out a lot more in the last couple of days. Hopefully things continue to trend that way. Things are supposed to pick up again tomorrow with the El Nino winds and some lower humidity. But after that, we're supposed to get some rain. So I don't know. Just hopefully Mother Nature can throw us a bone.
Yeah, hopefully, especially for those that are in those areas.
Yeah, no, it is. Even I'm not super close. I mean, you can see some of the haze sometimes, like we on a couple days when the fires were first starting. But like every day I wake up, my throat feels like hoarse and shitty. Like I just like that light that dip in air quality for me. Just I think I'm just kind of sensitive to it, I guess. But
Yeah, and I just got the bronchitis, so luckily I didn't have to deal with what you had,
yeah,
Tom.
Tom was just sick and stuff.
I was just sick, Once it got into the chest, I was like, crap.
Yeah,
It's the worst for quads, and my wonder drug was Mucinex. So for
Does
any
that work
quad,
well? I've never actually taken Mucinex before.
yeah, it helped. It helps, and it sucks at the same time because it breaks it up. But when it breaks it up, you need to cough it out, and you're just sitting there, and you can have one of those coughing, you know, 20-minute going on until you're just like done. You're like, I can't cough anymore, because you're just like, leaning forward onto your stomach and punching your stomach every time you try to cough or whatever it is, timing. You're like, you know.
Actually, I'll ask both of you guys because Tom was just sick too. Do you guys do like the quad cough thing yourself or have somebody help you? Or have you ever done that? Or how do you try to clear out like that deeper congestion, phlegm, and stuff? Because I remember being taught the quad cough when I was young, like, first injured and stuff. But then a few years later, I was told because I have one of those filters, uh,
Yeah, for you have
like
a filter from
the
blood
blood
clots.
clot, yeah, the IB. I forget what it's called. The clot filter they put in me when I was in the hospital, and
Mm.
because of that, somebody told me that I wasn't supposed to do a quad cough because I could dislodge that. It's in like the main that area. So I have no idea. So I kind of haven't done it, but I just was curious if you guys do that or like Bobby
If you
said,
do
punch your mouth
not
and stuff.
move the mucus, whether it's a flu or any kind of influenza or any kind of virus, the respiratory virus or whatever, if you're not getting the mucus up, you're drowning in it. That's literally what's happening. It's building up in your lungs and you're drowning in it. And that's pneumonia when it gets to a certain point. And when I got pneumonia when I was young and hospitalized, my doctor said, any way to get it out is your go-to. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter what it is. Like, I mean, as long as it's not causing other injury, like, get it out. You have to. It's the only way to survive. Respiratory illness as a quadriplegic. My mom used to sleep with me when I was a kid. She would just lay next to me in bed and wake up every 30 minutes, an hour, and sit me up and pound on my back and help me cough. Since I've been an adult and I live on my own and I don't have a attendant caregiver. I'm here doing it myself most of the time. I get a respiratory illness and I've got strong, thankfully, just through strengthening my chest and my abdominal muscles, the ones that I have. And I don't know, I do the quad cough, but it's kind of like a modified solo quad cough where nobody's pushing on my abdomen, which my mom still will do if I'm like at home and I'm coughing. She'll come up and she'll give me a little assist sometimes if I need it. The only thing that sucks about that is you're literally coughing on the person who's helping you, like
Yeah.
right in their face. So it's unfortunate. Like my mom would always get sick taking care of me because I'd just be coughing right in her face every time I do it. But I have two lateral leg supports that keep my knees from splaying. And what I do is I grab a hold of them with my wrist and I bend. And like I'll pull myself forward with the strength of my arms and compress my chest, like bend and compress, and also cough at the same time. And the combination helps me move it pretty good. I've still had some really scary episodes where this last time I got sick just a few weeks ago, the mucus was thick and heavy and overwhelming. It was scary. It was
Yeah.
like hard to move. It was hard to get up. And I don't know, staying up all night, sitting up in bed, coughing. I would like sit all the ways up in bed so that it's like the scariest thing for me is when I'm laying down. Yeah, I can't cough when I'm flat on my back. Like I'll just sit there
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like not be able to get anything. And it's fucking scary if I'm
Yeah.
stuck like that because I feel like I'm aspirating. I feel like I'm choking. Like it's wild, wild sensation.
Mhm.
So I'll sit my bed up pretty much all the way, at least like 45 degrees, maybe a little, maybe like 60. And that way, I'm ready as soon as I need to cough. I can throw myself forward. My chair is always parked next to me, so I can grab a hold of my armrest and use it to kind of yeet myself up and like cough, cough, cough. And I just have like paper towels and tissues where I'm just trying to cough and spit all that shit out. And take drugs too to loosen it up and make it easier. And it's just what Bobby said. That's like a blessing and a curse. Like it does break it up and make it easier, but when it's broken up and it moves easier, it means you have to cough and get it out. And it is fucking exhausting. I mean, the most tired I've felt in my life is at the tail end of like an influenza or like, a respiratory cold where my body is just so weak. I got nothing left, and your body needs energy to heal and recover and stuff. So it's just a very tricky balancing act.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was gonna mention too. Some I when I do have congestion and want to do that hard cough, I'll do that same thing. Like you got to brace something and really try to like force
You
like
go like
put
for
your
me,
body.
it's kind of like the same as Tom, but I kind of get my hand under my knee in the same thing, and then my arm behind here, and just you know as hard as I can. Um, Sometimes in bed, what I'll do is get a small pillow and then put that in my stomach where I can lean forward and cough at the same time too. So having something
Couple
on your stomach, so when you go forward, it just thrusts it up like a quad cough. And another one other thing is I had to do it in the hospital, but they would bring in like a massage gun if you have one
percussion.
of those massage guns
Huh.
and start thumping on the back and the lower around the back so it breaks it up, helps loosen up all the thick. That's when you have that thick phlegm going on. So that helped a couple times in the hospital. Um, some hospitals might have it's called a jacket or a vest. It's a vest they'll put on. Just thump 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 everything and helps it breaks up so you can cough it up.
Barring that, you could just wrap your hands in some padding and just percussion on the back. My mom
Yeah.
would just drums on my back, up and
Mhm.
down my lungs. Like every couple hours, she would spend 15 minutes just da 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 da, and it would certainly loosen things up. The other thing that we would do is there's this position. It's called Trendelenburg position, where you're basically like upside down at an angle on a wedge, and um, I used to do that pretty frequently too when I was dealing with respiratory illness. And it would, again, just gravity would help kind of bring things closer to the top where they'd be easier to move and get out. And it would just be, again, like the percussion thing. Like we would go Trendelenburg, which is like upside down at an angle on a wedge, and my mom would pound on my back. So it's the combination of the two that I would do. Albuterol, can be really helpful and great in terms
There's
of
yeah,
opening
so
lungs.
so I called on Amazon you can get one of those breathing machines and then call your doctor. They can order that medicine for you.
Yeah,
And
get
then
a nebulizer.
yeah,
Ooh,
yeah, those I mean
oh,
it makes it a little shaky, but it works. So that's what I started doing since Friday morning. I finally got everything and started taking it, and that helps. And I have asthma, so I also have the canister to help open up my chest.
don't underestimate how quickly it can get out of hand too. When I was younger, I went from 24 hours presenting symptoms to like going to the hospital because I couldn't get enough oxygen in my lungs because I was drowning in my own mucus. Like it can happen faster than you can realize or imagine. And depending, I don't know, every virus is different. Every respiratory illness is different.
Hmm.
And it's just better to always err on the side of caution. Use your best instincts. And yeah, this is mostly for quadriplegics. Like if you're able-bodied person, maybe, you'll be in a better situation, but it's just not something to mess around as a quad
You
or
know,
anybody with a CI.
Yeah,
and
anybody with this, yeah, because I think even higher level paras, well, most do still have issues with like that deep cough, chest stuff. Like Mario in the chat, which shout out Mario, thank you for the super chat, appreciate
yeah,
that. Well, but I know he mentioned in the chat also that he still has to do like a quad cough even though he's a para.
yeah, yeah. Shawn, and then you mentioned your that filter in your stomach. It's not going to harm it. Mine's broken, by the way. Like which I
Is
found out. Yeah,
is
he goes
I
one
saw
time. What's that?
I saw a few years ago, and it scared the crap out of me that that was going to happen. There was like some class action lawsuit they kept playing commercials for those filters that were
Yeah,
made
I
from a certain year or whatever that were like breaking because they were cheap. And like I was having crazy anxiety, and I still do sometimes when I think about it. I'm like, I don't know, but yeah, but
know.
yours is broken. That's
I was, we were going snow skiing and um, uh, please, I don't want this to get into a long story, but we hit black ice, rolled off the cliff, and rolled down a couple tumbles in the car. I was fine, but still had to go to the ER to get checked out. And I'm sitting there, and all these doctors started coming in, like around my X-rays and stuff like that, or a CT scan. and they're just like bringing in more people, and I'm like, holy shit, what happened? And then finally somebody figured it out and said, "Oh yeah, it's a filter that looks like it's broken." They were trying to figure out what that was,
Uh,
and I'm like, "You could have asked me. I could have told you there was a filter down in there." So they're like, "Yeah, yours is pretty broken." Because remember, if you're playing quad rugby, Shawn, putting that belt
I
around your
probably
stomach,
broke it playing
yeah,
rugby. Yeah.
yeah. So, and I think that's what mine probably was. So, so don't worry about it as much. But
So there's little
no,
pieces of metal just floating around in my heart somewhere. Probably is that what you're
yeah,
saying?
it'll cough up
That's
one
good.
day.
Good to know.
Yeah, and and like Dominic said, having he's on the ventilator, so he's actually able to suction those lungs out. And I've had it happen even without a trach. In the hospital, it was so thick, and I just couldn't cough it up. They're like, "We're gonna have to suction it out." And I'm like, "Go for it," because I'm so tired. And that's what they had to do. Up your nose.
Oh, that was the worst thing. That was one of the worst things I've ever experienced in my life because I got pneumonia when I was in ICU, like when I first had my injury, and they had to do that like twice a day. So they would go through my throat one day, my mouth, and then go through the nose like the next time. So they would alternate them, and it was just fucking terrible. Either way, it
Jesus
was just
Christ. I still get trauma from my nasal gastric tube.
right.
Oh,
Like I'll get like a straw coming close to my face. I'll be like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
yeah.
um, oh yeah, NG tubes are the worst.
Never
Never
broke.
broken a rib, view from the chair, coughing, but I've like pulled a bunch of muscles in my abdomen and my chest, my neck even, and yeah, just wake up and you'll feel sore.
Yeah, I've been like right now. I'm pretty sore on the ribs over here, and I, when I am in bed, half because I'll sit sort of sleeping up and sitting up, and then I'll just hit myself real hard. And first, I try to trigger off a spasm and hit and cough it up, and so pretty sore from that, but never broke anything. And then the best thing is to try to sleep sitting up when you have those kind of coughs. Anything in your chest, try not to lay down or especially be on your side. When I'm on my side, I just start suffocating.
Oh, good advice. Yeah.
Because
I
the more you lay down, the more it's just going to settle in and the
Yeah,
less
no,
you're cough. So,
the best precaution you can take too is if it's an option for you, have someone around that you can wake up and let know that you need help if like you're really struggling or in a desperate situation because it
mhm,
can be scary and people die from it every year.
yeah. Well, I know we didn't get on to talk about
healthy
coughing and
habits.
coughs and chest, but um, and I'm
Well,
sure we have a lot to cover today, and this is sort of probably just going to be an open discussion, but we did have a little topic, right?
yeah, no, and I mean that's what, and it is a good discussion for right now. It is pretty much flu, cold season, and then here in SoCal, the fires, the air quality, all that, lots of stuff going on around the country. They got a major storm system, I know, on the East Coast and stuff. So
Yeah,
cold out there. So lots of stuff going on. It is relevant, and yeah, and honestly, this kind of stuff does go into healthy habits and routines to kind of just keep taking care of your health. That was one thing that I try to do, but I am not very good at keeping up with, is I actually do try to have like one of those spirometers year round to use anytime I'm feeling like, oh yeah, Bobby's got his right there on the desk. See, like I used to keep it on the desk, and then it just got dirty, and I wouldn't use it for a while, and then like have to get it like clean because it'd be all dusty, and I'd feel gross using it. So, I got to get a new one now, and I was actually trying to look up some other stuff that might be good, like to help strengthen my lungs or just to expand and strengthen. But
My spirometer is my bong. If I can clear it all in one hit, then I'm good.
I used to feel like that too, Tom. I used to be like, I do lung exercises every day, but I don't think those are quite as effective. But yeah, dude.
I mean, but and that's that's another reason why to stay in shape and try to do, as much exercising or cardiovascular as you can. And it is possible from our chair, not for everyone, but for most, if you can, at least do some exertion, it will help in straighten that lung. I can tell, like, when I was going through and coughing it up, it was so much easier this time than it has been compared to the last time I had this, like 5 years ago, where I was able to cough it up easy and not feel as scared as I used to get scared. And that's just probably, with all the exercising and cardio stuff I do, it really paid off this time.
Yeah, no, that's great.
And
Definitely.
lots of vitamin C. You're right, Chair Life.
Yeah.
Vitamin C is such. It just helps out overall. For me, it's been a game changer for my bladder. I'll tell you that. Just game changer. Twice a day now.
Do you
Uh,
take a straight vitamin C or do you just do like you do? Okay. I do the cranberry we bought has like a vitamin C in it. So and my multivitamin has vitamin C, but I don't take an extra vitamin C supplement. So
yeah, I take a multi and then my vitamin C. And my urologist said, for your bladder, never enough. You know, so
Breathing exercises are great, Leon. Something easy to do, and you don't need to go anywhere or really do anything to do them. It's just focus on your breath. Inhale through your nose, out through your mouth. Just try to like completely fill your lungs, get very, very like deep, deep, deep into your chest. And yeah, breathing exercises are hugely, hugely important.
yeah. And Chad, right when you said Mucinex, and I don't know if you just hopped on, but yeah, I went out and got it, and I was just telling everybody earlier, Mucinex was the bomb. So I did the capsule during the day, and then the liquid nighttime med, so at least I can get some sleep. And it was like, whew, nice. That was a good cocktail.
nice, yeah. Leon, breathe deep and blow out hard. So I guess he's practicing with his bong too. uh, but yeah, good breathing exercise is definitely good for anybody in a chair, but especially quads. We have a little bit the limited breathing function and stuff, so super important and helpful. But I feel like anytime you're in a chair, you are more sedentary, and any cardio, lung type of exercises you can do, I think are ideal. I can't wait. I'm really hoping I can get at hand cycle soon, Bobby. But so actually, I just sent in my application and stuff for high fives finally, and got it all going. So
Nice.
I can't wait to try to use that. But even daily now, we go like an hour of pretty much straight pushing in my chair. We do like right now about a day. So at the park, like
Mhm.
all around, and there's inclines and I'll push through the grass and the freewheel and stuff like that. So it's not super easy leisurely pushing. Some of it is pretty tough.
Yeah. And I'm a broken record when it comes to, we have an exercise program that you can do online. And, uh, we have a lot of cardio based workouts. So if you're ever wanting it um, from the comfort of your own home without leaving, you can do it. Just let us know.
Tylenol 3 for the win. I think that's what you mean, right, Olivia?
Yeah.
Whenever I have a cough, and I always practice box breathing. What's box breathing?
What is box breathing? I was wondering that too.
I'll Google it.
J. It's actually a bike attachment, e-assist bike attachment. It's a striker bike. So attached to the front of my chair, like Bobby's back there. I think it's back there, the orange one.
Yeah, back there.
Yeah, there it is. It's a striker cycle. So yeah, it's an e-cycle for the chair. Because the regular hand cycles are super hard to get in and out of. Literally, when I've done it at the Triumph events, it takes 3 people to get me in or out. One doing my torso and one on each leg, so they can maneuver the leg around the cycle and in. So it's not an easy thing to do on my own. So
It would
So
be nice to have a regular hand bike,
yeah,
but it's just not practical for you for the C5 quads, or even
Yeah,
anywhere from C6 and up. So
unless you're at an event like that where there's a team of volunteers that are going to
yeah,
help you get
yeah,
in and out
exactly.
of it. Because like bringing 3 people with you anywhere to go help do that is probably not realistic. Oh, Leon said his nurse does box breathing exercise. So Tom, did you Google it? What
Yeah, it's just a technique where you inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and hold for 4 seconds.
Okay.
So the box, because they use like a box to like show the circular breathing. Um, and that's cool. Another little technique for you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's awesome. So that's cool. I have looked up different ones like that where you do different like amount like breathe in for so long, breathe out like different things to help strengthen your lungs and stuff. But that's cool. All of it helps. But yeah, what other I mean, respiratory health and stuff is super important, but what other healthy habits do you guys, Bobby, I know exercise for sure is one for you. But anything else you always try to regularly do, or Tom, as far as like eating, drinking, or just anything to kind of maintain health?
For my new goal for 2025 was, to reduce the amount of drinks I do have, and I think that it seems like mostly in our chat, and as well as you and Tom are not big drinkers, but I've known to have my drinks at night and during the weekends, and it just got old. Like, it helped me relax at night, because you're kind of stimming all day. Your legs are on fire, and a glass of wine or a little shot of whiskey in a tumbler, just drinking nice and slow. It just like kind of helped finish off the day and relax a little bit before I went to bed. But is still putting something in my body that's probably not going to make it feel and work properly the next day. I'm putting sugar in my body that I don't need. Uh, I'm already taking other medications, so drinking and taking meds, probably isn't the most healthiest thing for your liver. So, a healthy habit for me is reduce the drinking. I'm not saying I'm doing like dry January or anything like that. Um, I'm just reducing, and not, and both my wife and I decided to do it together. And so far, it's it's working and helping out.
Yeah, no, that's good, Bobby. Hope let us know how that does go. If you notice any positive effects in your body and feeling and stuff, definitely give
Yeah,
me.
and I noticed it too. Back in September, I did a whole dry September. Instead of doing like last year in 2024, I did a whole September. I was like, let me see if I can just do it. And I did it, not one drink in September. And it was great. I mean, felt better probably. I know, one thing is having a drink, I'll wake up around 1 or 2, and I know that's the sugar talking. And I've read it many times that drinkers will wake up, in the middle of the night, and that's what I was doing. So it was good not to wake up because you have that in your system.
Nice. What about you, Tom? Any healthy habits or any things that you've been doing or you're wanting to start doing for yourself?
Uh, um, I don't know. I don't know if I got too many healthy habits.
Well, that's cool. If your habits are unhealthy, it's at least you can maybe recognize it if they are. Maybe just do things in moderation. That's pretty much what I always have said. That we've said that on the show always. Like do what you're gonna do. Just moderation.
Or just put the pedal to the metal and go out in a blaze of fucking glory,
Live
baby.
fast, die young, leave a good-looking corpse.
That's it. That's it. No, I'm just kidding, you guys.
That's
I've been trying to be more mindful of my nutrition, the food that I put in my body, namely like real things. Just making sure to get my plant fiber and fruit fiber and stuff. It's really important. Haven't done the best at doing that for a long time. Try to eat or try to drink water in a reasonable and healthy volume. Um, get some sunshine every day on my skin. Um, I do a lot of my own care. I do a lot of my own transferring. I did, nobody helps me with my transfers ever. Um, I do a lot of I do all of my own dressing and undressing. A lot of that's very physical. It doesn't feel like exercise, but it certainly helps maintain my upper body strength. Um, Whether I can call it a good habit or not, I think there are some aspects of it that are maybe a little detrimental, and that does tire me out for some of the other things that life has to offer. Can find myself fatigued um, early in the day from cleaning up a bowel accident, from from transferring 5 or 6 times in and out of bed to dressing and undressing and doing all of that and cathing and preparing food and like everything on all of it is a lot. Um, why do I do that? Um, I used to think it was a healthy habit, healthy thing. I still think it can be. I don't know. I've talked about even on here trying to find a better balance, a healthier balance. I haven't. If anything, I'm doing more for myself and kind of punishing my body further. Like I do appreciate the strength and the independence that it offers me. I think um, the skin issues and other issues as a result of it. I've fallen a couple of times this last year, which has been really scary and hard. And I don't know, like I've always thought independence was like a good habit and like a good goal to have. And I think it is, but and I also think that I'm disillusioned, and I've been disillusioning myself that it's a realistic goal, at least at the level I'm trying to maintain for my level of injury, and that's been a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't even swallowed it up. I keep spitting it out because I don't want it. Um, so, so I don't know. Finding balance in life, finding balance is kind of what I'm seeking and what I'm working towards. If you want to talk about like a goal or something, I still think that a lot of what I do is healthy for me. Um, like the strength and the independence, like that I have, I think is like impressive for a quad, and it more importantly, it's like meaningful to myself. Um, but I have to, also like look at things realistically and make sure that just because I'm being stubborn, which I'm probably one of the more stubborn people on planet Earth, that I'm being stubborn to my detriment. Like, and I think we all face that. We all deal with that, in some way, shape, or form. And stubbornness can be good, and I don't know, like I use it to motivate me and like you know push myself to, and I think that can be good and that can be okay, but it can also be bad and it can also be harmful. And Leon said it: independence is good, but there's nothing wrong with asking for help sometimes, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've been
Moderation.
working on that.
Yeah, it's tough to be independent when at our level. day in and day out, day in and day out. It's wearing, and and it you can hear it in your voice that it's wearing. As much as we all love and strive to be as independent as possible, but the older we get, it just, not to say it's not impossible. It just, we have to balance it out.
Yeah,
And
you have to find the balance for sure, especially
mhm,
like you said, as we age. They're like, because I do remember being in my 20s and earlier 30s, just like gung ho about everything. Like I wouldn't even take help most of the time if it was offered. Half the time, like I remember people like you, Bobby, or Mike DeYoung from rugby, being like, "No, take the help. Like you're gonna want the help." And me, sort of when I was younger, just being stubborn and not like just being so stuck in my no, I need to be independent kind of ways. But it's wearing and it is taxing on your body, especially
yeah,
over time, doing and doing and doing. And it's important to find a good balance to do what you can to stay independent. Don't lose those skills so that if you need them, you can still reach into that bag and do that. But doing it daily is just hard, like. And,
yeah, yeah. It wore on me after 20 years of doing everything so independently. Um, and I didn't even do what um, you do, Tom. I never did my own bowel care. It was one of those things that if I added that on top of it, it was going to destroy me. Trying to be at work at 8 o'clock in the morning and do a bowel program by myself. I did it once, and I said, "All right, that's done." I did it once on my own independently. I mean, somebody was there watching the whole time, but after that, I was just like, I had to find a balance, and in some ways, I'm always that big advocate for um, things for our body that will also help out. Um, where I never was. When you know Shawn says, you must make fun of me because I use the emotion wheels. It's like, no, no, not anymore. I mean, maybe in my young days, but not anymore. I wouldn't make fun of anybody who started off with emotions nowadays. It's like, yeah, hey, independence is gonna help last you longer. Tom using the power chair, nothing wrong with it. It gets him,
more
around
independent.
way quicker than I can. I can never probably leave his apartment, go to the store where he goes to independently in my manual chair without having some kind of assistance. And so, yeah, we have to care for our body, and that goes with even when it comes down to the colostomy bag. I always think about how much more travel independence I would have had if I had my colostomy bag at a young age. I would be like, oh my gosh, that would have been so much more independent. You know, Giving me so much more. Luckily the suprapubic paid off, but I wish I had the colostomy at a young age when I was doing all my traveling. So, it goes to both sides. What's attached to us, what's attached underneath us, to make it sustainable for us.
Yeah, no, exactly. You got to find what works for you. Like, like they're all tools. We have tried to say many times. Like wheelchair is a tool. All the little any adaptive devices, things, use them to your advantage. So, like you said, Tom is way more independent in a power chair because he's able to get down to the store, around the like do his little local errands and things, and then even around there, that saves energy for you to be able to transfer yourself in and out of the bed, for you to be able to make food for yourself, for you, do all the different independent tasks throughout the day, because it's just too taxing to do all of that, doing pushing, especially far pushes to a store or something, having to do all the independent care when you get back to prep, put away everything you just got, all that kind of stuff. So it's all about finding that balance and what works best for you. Um,
Yeah.
but Yeah,
And I appreciate all the comments. I also hope that my take doesn't like bother or upset anybody. I know that there are high level individuals that don't have the opportunity for the kind of independence that I'm struggling over and fighting over. Um, I some of this just is having to do with like aging too. Like I'm still in my early 30s. Like but my situation is a little bit more unique. And then I was injured when I was 4 years old. So, I am in my early 30s, but I've been paralyzed for 27 years and dealing with, the side effects of my disability and like the meaningful impact that that has. And I don't know, I pushed myself during my 20s and I was just like freewheeling and living without a second thought. And then like I hit like a wall, like where reality just is like boom. And you know, I still feel young. I still feel young enough. I still feel like I kind of like I want to live that way. Now that being said, I'm not like totally stubborn to the point where I'm like causing harm to my body and stuff. I do have some help throughout the week. I have some nurses that come in, and I do have some balance with my bowel care and my showering and things like that. And um, so I've taken steps, and I'm going to continue to take more to try to find a better balance, but also like work to maintain, as high level of independence as I feel I want to. Because at the end of the day, it's me. It's how I want to live. It's what I want to do. As long as I can find like a healthy balance, and that's just what I'm going for.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, no, definitely. And even for like higher level or higher functioning people, like somebody like Robert or Luis, who from the Rolling Over the Hill show, the aging show, both have walking ability. Like, so if by balancing your walking and rolling, everything is about the balance. All the things, you just don't want to wear any body part out, anything you got too fast, and you know,
Hmm.
then you will be screwed when you're aging. uh,
That's where a lot of times we find, I've, observed and heard from doctors that, you know, that the paras, man, they just kill their shoulders. They wear them out faster than quads, who are probably as independent as we are. Um, you know, with the years of my pushing, still haven't had anything where people are noticing that paras 20 years in are just coming in with torn rotators, cuffs, and everything. Because they're going that extra mile. They're doing like our friend Anthony, who's climbing up a
I was
truck. And,
just gonna say, I was like, they all think they got big nuts and want to climb into trucks. So, sorry, that was, but seriously, all the parents I know, especially younger ones with the higher functioning, they all want to get into that like lifted
yeah, I
vehicle
would, and
and
if
like
I was
do
there,
this
I probably
crazy
would have done it too.
stressful transfer of.
I know I would have been right with them, and probably worn my shoulders out a lot quicker too. So, but also balancing in the sense that when you wake up, and Sean's a big advocate for this, and I think you are too, Tom. But stretching in the morning and doing those things you need to do in the morning before you get your body actually moving, and the balance and feeding it right too. With a good balanced breakfast and something to get the energy going, and maintaining it. It's Chad said it right, yin and yang. It's important to escape your reality sometimes too, whenever it may be, whatever it may be. Um, Go cut up and do something you shouldn't do. Hello.
uh, but yeah, like Chad, whatever it is that kind of brings you balance and peace in your life, then I
Yeah,
guess as long as it's not hurting anybody else, yeah,
yeah, and I mean, I did a competition a few months ago, and just made all my arrangements to go to Houston here in a couple months to do it again. It's so hard on the shoulders, and it's, something that should just, I would tell any other quad repair, like, yeah, it's probably not a good thing to do on a daily basis, but it's my yin and yang, that Chad said, I also train hard for it and make sure that I keep my arms as healthy, listen, and when it says break time for my body, I break. I don't go out. I don't try to keep going. I take that week off, whatever I need to do to maintain it. So listening and then going hard, it's okay. It's just trying to find that balance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I feel like that's been a mainstay with Live to Roll since the beginning. Is like finding balance in life with everything. We've definitely preached and talked about that a lot with not overdoing it on your body, but also not giving up doing everything on like doing yourself and things. So it's
Yeah.
good to find that balance. And real quick, also, I was just gonna. We are getting near the end here. I also want to shout out from earlier, talking about the fire stuff. United Spinal. Also, if you check their website, they have a ready to roll grants for people with disabilities that are affected by the fires right now. So if you know somebody with a disability that has been affected, United Spinal has like a ready to roll grants thing that's been set up already on their website, and I'll link that into the description right now after we finish the show, so people can check
Yeah.
it out if they want
And
to.
maybe if you tune in on Thursday, the ladies can announce it and we can announce it next week. But I know Triumph is putting together something. Um, I don't know. Were you on the call last night? But I believe they're
Is it?
uh, going to have a seminar that you can tune into for that emergency preparation portion of what you should do in case of these things that get out of hand real quick.
Hey guys, I'm not feeling too hot. I think I'm gonna pop off right now.
All right,
That's okay.
Tom.
All
Yeah,
right, cool.
take care of
Well,
yourself,
we
bud.
wrap
Catch
up the
you guys
show.
later.
All right, all right. So yeah, we can just kind of wrap up anyways with stuff. We
And I,
only got a few
I
minutes
just
left.
wanted to say, another thing for the balance too. One last thing is, and I wish Tom was here, but keeping it where you can, keeping your head space right. You know, um, Working on the therapy that you might need to for yourself. Um, as much as our body goes through hell, our mind goes through even worse. And if we don't have a healthy mind, we don't have a healthy body. So look, reaching out for the help that you need and find somebody to talk to. If it's a therapist or a doctor or, whoever it may be, I know, Leon, you're awesome. You always mention this is a good place for you to come for your headspace, but, some others might need a little bit more. So, um, make sure you find that in the support groups and whatever you need. I'm struggling with, my parents' stuff. And right now, finding support groups is high on my priority list because, I need to talk to others that are going through the similar thing I am.
Yeah, no, it definitely helps the people that have been through what you've been through and are going through what you're going through. Somebody that actually really has an understanding of how you feel. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
super important for. That's why yeah, community is so important within everything for whether it's positive, like if you're feeling great about something you want to share, community is awesome. If you need help with stuff, you need some information, you need some sort of assistance, community is definitely the best resource, I feel like. So um, yeah,
Nah, thank you.
I'll try to post if Triumph puts anything in
Yeah.
on the website too. I did see that in the email,
Mhm.
but yeah, I'll post a link for their stuff too.
Yeah.
Anybody here in SoCal?
We love you, Leon. You're our biggest fan. I know that for sure.
Yeah, Leon's awesome. And he mentioned earlier his caregiver had ordered a hoodie and shirt, I believe for Leon for Christmas. And I got it out a little bit late. We had some issues getting it out, but he did say that they had received it, everything now, and
Good, good.
he's happy with them. So thank you for you and your caregiver support. We appreciate you guys all.
I don't know how you don't sweat your balls off in your sweatshirt. If for
Oh,
anybody who wants the warmest sweatshirt, get our Live to Roll sweatshirt. I mean,
yeah, the
damn,
black
that thing is
this
hot.
black pullover one is warm. I love this one. This is what
Oh,
I mean. I had a snow jacket too, but this is what I wore. I wore a long sleeve and then this, and then I put my snow jacket on because it's waterproof. For the skiing last Thursday, and I was toasty. I mean, not toasty, but like my body wasn't cold. My face was cold because
yeah.
I couldn't keep that covered well enough. But my body was warm, man. This hoodie, even after I took the jacket off, I had to take it off afterwards because I was like, "Damn, this is hot." And even with the hoodie, I was like, "Damn, this is kind of still warm."
I know. I mean, I love wearing sweatshirts around the house. I just can't wear my Live to Roll. It's just a little, unless I went outside where it's cold, but it's just a little too warm. I'm like, whoo, this thing is warm.
Yeah, no, it is. And Leon said it looks awesome. Thanks, Leon. Appreciate that too.
And there's
But
a picture, Leon. Love to
yeah,
see
I
it.
know. I got to get you a picture. I think he might have got the zip up hoodie one, which in Minnesota, I should have suggested this one for sure. Probably a little warmer. The zip up standard hoodie. This is a heavyweight hoodie. That's why
Let
the
us know when your birthday's coming up. Maybe something will come for you.
yeah. But we appreciate everybody out there in the chat watching, supporting. Like I mentioned earlier, um, Mario. I forget what his name is on here now. Views from the chair. View from the
Yeah,
chair. Thank you, Mario, for the super chat, and just thank you everybody for and
we
Paul,
got
Paul's. I know he's up in Canada with the cold, so he can vouch for it.
yeah, and our buddy Dominic reached out earlier, and he's on there. So, and he gave me a call to check on me. So I love that. Crypto Rob, Mr. Garcia, our fantasy football guru,
I know.
son of a bitch who's won the last 2 years. Robert, Crypto Rob, have you paid yet? You better pay.
I
Uh,
I did a while back.
Okay, good. Juan was in our chat. So love to you, Mickey. We love you. Hope you're getting better. Hope things are going your way. Jay. So we had lots of people today. Ben was in the house.
Yeah, man. Lots. Yeah.
Abbott was in there.
Olivia. No, I don't know if you mentioned Olivia. I know she was in the
Yeah,
chat.
no, I did.
But thank you
And
guys,
David, our
David.
buddy David.
Yeah, and
David,
I made a note during the show to text David after
damn
because I
it.
forgot last week. But I will be trying to get him on the
Yeah,
show
we're
soon.
gonna get trouble. He's gonna start writing some letters. So we need
And
diversity on this show here.
uh, but yeah, that's awesome. Thank you guys all for the support. We definitely appreciate you guys. Um, and yeah, that's what else have we got coming up this week? Later in the week, we actually have the the ladies coming on for Wheel Girl Talk. Um, so they should be back on, kind of talking, I think, about maybe a little bit about the holidays and what their stuff is for the new year, because they weren't able to do one at the end of last year before Christmas. They all just had some stuff going on, family things and health things. So,
Yeah,
um,
holiday stuff.
but make sure to check them out on Thursday, and we will be back again
Oh, I'm
next
drunk.
Tuesday for sure for another show. And next Tuesday we should have a cool guest talking a little bit another disability, and should be a pretty fun show. So come join us, hang out, and we always will answer any other questions that you got out there for us. And then let's get to our sponsors.
Yeah, mobility professionals and urology professionals. Mobility professionals here in the Southern California, if you're here, they can keep help you with any of your mobility needs, wheelchairs, attachable, getting your tubes, tires, anything that you might need, plus all the urology needs that they can provide for you, and get samples out to you. Try those samples, see if you like it, and if you don't, they'll keep sending something that you might like. Try, reach out to them here if you're here in the Southern California region. And if you're not, urology professionals are there For those that are living here in the 50 states, sorry, Paul, reach out to them, see if they take your insurance. Great company to deal with, only because they have employees that know what you're going through because they use the products as well.
Yeah, so we definitely appreciate their support. Thank you, mobility professionals, urology professionals, for supporting the Live to Roll channel. We are definitely grateful, and grateful for everybody watching in the chat. Thank you so much for everything, you guys. We do appreciate all your support. Um, and yeah, uh, reach out if you guys do need anything. You can find us on Instagram. Tom, you can email, which also is in the description below, so you can find all that info down below. Make sure to check it out. You can contact
And
us.
sorry, guys, for last Thursday. I was supposed to jump out of and get on and start our Live to Roll, but I wasn't feeling good. I totally forgot. Shawn went skiing, and so I'm like, Robert found a replacement, and those guys were waiting, and so our show, Rolling Over the Hill, did not happen. So sorry about that, but uh, the ladies will be back on Thursday, and we'll be back a week after that.
Yeah, now I was gonna see if you guys wanted to reschedule that or do something. We do have a fifth Thursday this month, so I was gonna figure out something to do. Maybe we could do some sort of a hybrid, just fun show where we shave Luis's face because I think we're pretty close to that $250 donation. If
Yeah,
we count Glenn's donation he did on the website, which was $100, I
he
think we're
might have said, "Screw it, I'm saving this on last Thursday when nobody got on." So who knows? I have to talk to him.
but yeah, we'll see if he wants to or not. But yeah, we'll plan something. We'll have something for you guys for that extra Thursday as well. I know I'm going to do some sort of show. So we'll have something going on. Like we said, check out the resources if you are affected or know anybody affected by the fires with disabilities, or just, I mean, anybody. I'm sure there's a lot of resources out there. Everybody could use the support and help right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Mickey says, hopes Tom feels better. Mickey, thank you for being in the chat too. We love you. Live
Love
through all
you.
family. Hope you're healing and feeling better too. Uh, so, yeah, thank you, everybody. We appreciate all you guys so much. And
Take care, Robert.
yeah, Rob. And we'll see everybody hopefully in a couple months here at the Abilities Expo. Real quick shout out at the very end here, too. Booth is reserved. We're booth 445. So come visit us, come check us out. And I'll make sure we have that information shared a little bit more as it gets closer. But come out to LA Expo. Should be all good in a couple months out here in LA. So, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Take
everybody,
care.
again for joining. Live to roll, everybody. And we'll see you guys next time.